there's a bunch of these folks flipping out about this. This is not the only one, by the way. Here's, yeah, hold on one second. I opened it twice. I'm going to close this. I don't need to open the other one. You get the point. There's a bunch of people who are like, oh my God, this report came out about the RNC spending money on like fancy schmancy. Like, motherfucker, your candidate was Donald Trump. Of course they did. It's the gaudiest asshole we've ever had anywhere near the White House. Like, you know, like Mr. T has been to Trump Tower and gone, yeesh. It's like, dial it back, son. All right, now, I feel like I need to spread the love around a little bit. Because on the one hand, we got Greg Kelly, who's looking for love in all the wrong places. We've got John Paul McIsaac has almost struck bottom. He's on Joey Pags' show. The redacted folks, we got to look at them next, I think. I'll show you why in a second. And then this little report from Newsmax. Almost half of all Christians believe the end times are here. Almost half is doing a lot of fucking work there. Almost half. Look, assholes. Of course, that you're only asking evangelicals, and thank God less than half of them buy this egomaniacal horseshit that God is going to, send his son back again because they're here. All right. Now, there was the stupidest response to the Trump major announcement was that it wasn't really the NFT cards. It was really his free speech thing. And there was like a phone tree, like an email tree or a Slack tree, I suppose. It's like a Slack group on get out this message. Get the message out that Trump he was doing these card things just to draw attention so people would watch his video about his free speech initiative that he's going to maybe implement in 2 years that sounds exactly like his Section 230 blather from a couple of years ago. By the way, all the points of that would... let me see if I can find this, because... let's see. Because it was on... I think it was on here. Hold on. Yeah. This is on Telegram. Let me look for it. I think Laura Loomer had it. Oh, God. Where are you, lunatic? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, yeah, Laura Loomer had this is Trump's list of shit that he was going to do. This is his big free speech plan, right? Ban federal agencies from colluding to censor American citizens. It's already illegal. That doesn't make anything happen. Ban taxpayer dollars from being used to label speech as mis or disinformation. By the way, he said domestic speech because he was a little even more specific than she was. Meanwhile, though, you couldn't do that because that would literally violate providing for the common defense or the general welfare, because people need to know if they are being mis or disinformed on purpose by people. That's just dumb. Fire every federal bureaucrat who's engaged in domestic censorship. So I guess everybody who's on board with the book burnings that the right has been doing in the House gotta go. Cool. Immediately send preservation letters. It's preservation lettuce to Biden administration and big tech giants. No, who cares? All that shit happened while he was in office. It's just stupid. Ordered to the DOJ to investigate all parties involved in online censorship regime and prosecute any and all crimes identified. There are none. Revise Section 230 to drastically curtail big platform power to restrict lawful speech. Notice he was going to get rid of it. Now he's going to revise it. Stop federal funding because they want to use it because they know that it work. Like they're watching what Elon Musk is doing to liberal journalists, and they're like, well, that'd be useful. Stop federal funding for all nonprofits and academic programs engaged in censorship. I guess that's all the right-wing groups that are trying to get, books taken out of libraries. suspend federal dollars to any university that is engaged in censorship support activities with no definition of it. So if that means not letting Nazis speak, censorship support activities, that means as long as they didn't pay for somebody to come, they didn't not pay them, whatever. Stupid. Impose a 7-year cooling off period for former Intel and national security officials who can work at before they can work at big tech platforms. I guess the weirdest thing about that one is that he doesn't seem to apply that to like pharmaceutical companies or oil and gas or and what the fuck does a 7-year cooling off period? Who's cooling off? What do they storm out of working at the DHS? Pissed off, pass a digital bill of rights, which, by the way, he doesn't list what's in that. He just says that's it. So anyways, that's Laura Loomer posting his thing and oh shit. But that's what these folks think was the big troll. I want to hear their take on it. This guy, by the way, for those of you that don't know, this dickhead and his wife had to flee the United States because they bilked a bunch of Indiana real estate clients out of their fucking money and they can't enter the United States again. So they're just hiding from their legal woes. He used to be on Fox and Friends.
Afternoon, President Trump. So, okay, I think this whole thing is a bait and switch. I think this whole thing is a bait.
Look, she's looking at him just like we are. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Switch. And so earlier this...
Not nodding. Usually she does the wife nod when she's going along with where it's headed. She's learned now. Look at her arm on her hand like this and her cocked wrist right now. Like if you were bent over right now, I'd give you the, what do you got, you son of a bitch, you.
This afternoon, I thought that this was fake the moment I saw it.
In all fairness, she could think she's having a heart attack and it's just like, my arm is numb. Dear God.
And maybe it's real. Maybe he'll actually raise a lot of money off of this thing and it'll help whatever. But I think
whatever.
It was a total liberal media meltdown. Like, look at this ridiculous person. He's selling.
By the way, the liberal media did not melt down. We cracked up. Like I haven't seen the quote unquote liberals among the media so joyful and laughing so hard at just the embarrassing nature of this in ages. Anything even close to this when it comes to Trump. Just like fucking doubled over with laughter. You know who's melting down? People like Baked Alaska.
NFTs now, like that's what happened. So here was the bit. We were supposed to have a big announcement today. Here was the big announcement. Watch.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump.
I can't.
Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than...
He's trying to kill me. This is an attempted murder. You're watching.
Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement.
See, even he's laughing at this shit.
To make, I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards. These cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining to my life and my career. It's been very exciting.
It's been very exciting.
You can collect your Trump digital
Fuck, this is embarrassing. It's like now it's making me
cards,
cringe.
Just like a baseball card or other collectibles.
Yeah. Or other collectibles. Ooh. Shit.
Here's one of the best parts. Each card comes with an automatic chance to win amazing prizes like...
Look at this dickhead, like just trying to polish this turd.
Dinner with me. I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but it's what we have. Or golf with you and a group of your friends at one of my...
Yeah, see, they can't even help it. She's laughing at it because it's just fucking embarrassing.
Beautiful golf courses, and they are beautiful. I'm also doing Zoom calls, a one-on-one meeting, autographing memorabilia, and so much more. We're doing a lot.
So that happened, right? You can...
Yes, it did.
Actually go to the website, the collecttrumpcards.com, and for like $99, you can order one of these NFTs, right?
Okay.
So to me, it's both a joke and real because...
Yes, It's a real thing that is a fucking joke. He's not joking, dumbass. He's not joking at all. I have never seen someone so outside the loop.
Whoever does, they're going to raise money for his election campaign, right? I mean, I don't know how this all works.
No, that's not how it works. They're using it to pay legal bills. This is not a campaign expenditure. You can buy these with crypto, fuckhead.
With election laws, etc. But that's what's going to happen.
Dude, you don't even know how like extradition works.
So,
or maybe you do.
And then it was amazing to watch like liberal Twitter just melt down over this. They're like, "What a loser!"
Yeah, that's not what melting down means. I'm dead serious. Like, why does he think this is like an own?
This is his big announcement. This is his big announcement. And then, of course, when they were all saying that, suddenly then he dropped his actual announcement.
Well,
no. Is he getting Bell's palsy just as he's saying this? Like, is his nervous system attacking him? That's what it looks like.
it even says at the bottom of the website, NFT International is not owned, managed, or controlled by Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, or their respected affiliates.
Right. I mean, they were partnering with an NFT company.
Yes.
I mean, but
Yeah, that's him calling his wife stupid in front of everyone.
I think, yeah. So it was clearly an effort to bait people. I mean, that was when I saw this thing this afternoon, I thought this is like something's fishy here. This is a bait and switch. Something's going on here.
No, it wasn't. You just desperately want this to not be the most embarrassing thing on the internet.
And then just a few minutes ago, we get the actual announcement. Watch this.
We watched this already. Yeah, the best part is the silence before the graphic goes away.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties.
Okay, and we watched all this shit too. I don't even know if he does the whole fucking thing. There we go, hold on. And he's like, this is the real thing.
Section 230, to get big online platforms out of censorship business.
Look, he didn't even get through the whole fucking thing. If your argument is that this thing is magic and this was all just a big bait to pull people in to try and get them on board with this shit and make them watch this other video, which they weren't going to watch for some reason. What the shit? No, but the servant waits while the master baits. Sorry, somebody said something in the chat. So this guy wants you to believe that this was all just to lure you in and draw attention. First of all, why the fuck does he need it? If Truth Social is this big win, like they're saying, if he's already got this, fuck off. Like, he doesn't need to make himself look like an asshole just to draw attention to a policy announcement that doesn't fucking matter. Secondly, he couldn't even get through the whole fucking thing. He cut it off because it was fucking boring. Jesus. So yeah, I did that because fuck it on.
You know, it's funny because I saw a bunch of comments here, people saying, wow, he sounds a lot like Redacted suddenly.
That bad, huh?
And I love that. I mean, look, that's what we've been pushing for on this show. And we've been very critical of.
Wait a minute. Your own viewers say he's saying things that you say that he's saying that sound a lot like shit you're saying. No shit, dummy.
President Trump, you know, when he was president, you were.
Hold on, Hal Sparks, you still have the what? Oh, the green screen thing on? It's kind of funny though, isn't it? Hold on, I'll fix it. Dum. Whoops. All right. Oh, y'all no fun anymore. Okay, here we go.
Supposed to go in there and drain the swamp, and that didn't happen.
It wasn't even possible for it to happen because we now see how while he was in office, they were working to get him out of office.
Yeah.
So.
No, they were not. He was running again. Any accusations that he somehow deserved an automatic win, and he was denied that are fucking lunacy. This is the United States of America, dumbass. You have to earn it. Just because he slipped through once doesn't mean he gets to automatically keep doing it.
That's the point. This is the sticking point, is that we've been covering from the Twitter dump that federal
Yes, Twitter is a bit of a dump these days.
Federal agents were working with social media to make sure that Trump would not retain power.
No. If you're the president of the United States and you needed Twitter at all to retain power, you have none.
And working on behalf of the Biden administration.
There was no Biden administration. Jesus Christ, there was no Biden administration. It was a fucking candidacy.
We don't have any proof that they were working hand in hand, but they were
Well, it'd be a little difficult since they didn't fucking exist.
certainly advocating
Yeah, they were
for
there having
Biden,
weekly meetings.
who was not in power yet.
Right.
So how are
Right. I'm sorry, what was that? What was that again, real quick? What was that about Biden?
certainly advocating
Yeah, they were
for
there having
Biden,
weekly meetings.
who was not in power yet.
Right.
I'm sorry, he was what now?
But they were certainly advocating
Yeah, they were
for
there having
Biden,
weekly meetings.
who was not in power yet.
Right.
So
Right. Yes, right. It's right. That is true. That is true. Biden was not in power yet. And by the way, at that point, he was not guaranteed to be in power. If the FBI had overstepped its bounds and somebody at Twitter had just decided, they insisted that we remove some stuff and we agreed. They forced us to do it. They leveraged us. They said they're going to take our liquor license if we don't stop the Hunter Biden story. Then one person leaks that would be detrimental to the Biden campaign, more so than the carrying of the fucking non-story anyways.
So how are we supposed to believe that this deep state will ever...
First of all, there is no deep state. Secondly, I don't give a fuck what you believe. You don't even live in the goddamn country anymore. You fled because you're goddamn criminals.
let him anywhere near power again?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm sure there's, a relative, probably one of the kids, that is hoping he gets near an outlet with a butter knife. But insofar as him actually being electable again, knock yourself out.
Interesting to see. I mean,
So he can say this. That's wonderful.
you're like
I
Sleepy
agree.
Joe wins an election? Like, really? Okay.
Right.
Like, really? Like, yeah, like, really? Yeah. And not only did he win the election, he's been probably the most consequential president of my lifetime so far. With the exception of Barack Obama introducing the ACA, which Biden was also a part of doing.
Like that guy? All right.
No, I agree with him. And I'd like to say,
Just removing the lead pipes and shifting us to green energy and setting up electric charging stations all across this fucking country, that alone is going to be a drastic shift in how we live as Americans in a positive sense. Period.
hey,
Ugh,
yeah,
God.
okay. No federal interference in social networks. 100%. We're with you. I'm not super optimistic about his ability to get past who's working in the shadows right now.
Right.
Yes, the shadows. The shadow knows. Margot Lane.
As we talk about it's the deep state.
I can't do the shadow laugh right now because I'm...
Guys, it's not fake. The deep state is real. It's a
No, it's a figment of your fucking imagination. Grow the fuck up. Bureaucrats are not the deep state. Shut the fuck up. You elect people all the time and people can rotate people through. We have systems in place for people to get their, as federal employees to get quarterly reviews and all the same kind of shit. Shut the fuck up.
a permanent government. It's the
Bullshit.
people who are there forever. Like
No one is there forever.
the Faucis of the world. These are the
Fauci is appointed, and he's not in a governing body. He's in a research body.
people that are the entrenched mafia. And so, as Whitney Webb pointed out, we have a deep interview with her coming out here over the holidays.
How deep? Deep, dark, and shadowy? Yummy.
I mean, the mafia, it's a political mafia. Once you want.
Yes, it doesn't exist. It's the Cosa Nostra. It's like fucking somebody petting a cat while smoking a cigar in a dimly lit oak room. Shut the fuck up.
Understand that's who's running things.
It's not who's running things. Like, I'm sick of this bullshit. Can we just get past this fucking, like, first year of college conspiratorial thought? Grow the fuck up.
Very difficult for these people to come in for 4 years or 2 years or whatever.
27 years or 60 years. Senators are there for decades. The fuck are you talking about?
And try to make change. So we'll see. We'll see. But
right. Apparently, Biden is 180, turning the country backwards, wrecking it, destroying it, changing the entire country in just 2 years. This is what he's doing. Trump couldn't do it in 4 years because of the deep state. But and Obama couldn't do it because I guess he wasn't born here. And Clinton wanted to do it, but he got a blowjob. And then George W. Bush, well, I guess Dick Cheney did do it. So
yes, he does sound a lot like Redacted suddenly, which I love.
Oh my God. Yes, he sounds deluded and crazy and sad and
I mean,
I love to hear that.
We don't know who the deep state is the thing. We know who at Twitter.
It's Hydra.
It was.
Hydra.
But we don't know.
Yes, it's fictional.
We don't have names. Most of the Twitter dumps are redacted.
Right.
We have, maybe some calendar appointments, but we just don't know.
Right. It's that.
But hey, you're out of the country. Who gives a shit? Feel free to just make shit up. What are you worried about? Getting sued more?
That nefarious working behind the scenes and sabotaging, nefariously leaking stuff and all of that. That's the deep state. That's when you see that stuff in Washington. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And what qualifies as that? Anything you don't like? Because that's what the standard seems to be with these dickheads, and what the most of the deep state things are. Like, if it's a bill that passes by bipartisan moves, it's the deep state made the Republicans vote with Democrats, right? Or if you're Jimmy Dore, if the Republicans pass a bill with the help of Democrats, the establishment Democrats made them do it. Like, it's all a fucking ghost story.
It's a cabal of unelected leaders.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
So yeah, we're for that.
Smoke more weed. God damn, this annoys me. Like, it's getting to a point where I'm just like, I'm so fucking over the deep state bullshit.
I'm not super optimistic about it at this point, but he's saying.
Well, good. I'm glad you're overwhelmed with pessimism, and I hope your nights are sweaty suckfest.
Saying the words that at least have meaning to people who like him and people who don't like him and still want a freedom of speech type existence.
But
a freedom of speech type existence, like we have in the United States or wherever the fuck they are.
I mean, I just at the high level, I just didn't really enjoyed watching places like the Daily Beast and others kind of go, look at this clown releasing NFTs.
Yeah.
That's his big announcement. I don't know. I just love the bait and switch. That to me.
No, it wasn't a bait and switch. Notice this asshole. Apparently, the deep state operates in this Machiavellian way. So therefore, automatically you can assume sort of deep state Machiavellian behavior on Trump's behalf because fight fire with fire, I guess.
To me, that's an ultimate troll move, and I just want to say I applaud that troll move.
And it makes people play the game that they always are. You almost like an avatar. You see.
Why would you need to make people play the game they always play?
People just behave.
I mean, games people play, you take it or you leave it.
In a predictable way,
right?
Either for or against Donald Trump or for or against Joe Biden or,
Oh, no, kiddo. There were a lot of unpredictables. I mean, it was predictable knowing the quality of that fucking announcement, but did you see all the right-wingers genuinely melting down? The ones that I covered, the ones who aren't like totally just huffing their own farts like this dickhead?
Whatever the tropes is, like you just scream it and then everyone plays their part. That's one of the reasons that I'm so quiet on Twitter, because I just don't like the idea of an archetype that's for one thing or against one thing or
So you don't really have a position.
screaming,
Is that what you tell your husband as an excuse for not supporting Donald Trump?
People are just, but it's fun to watch people perform their virtues in that way.
And it pays in those situations to just...
Yeah. So you're saying they're performing their virtues, and by not doing anything, you are saying you are virtueless then, I guess?
be quiet and wait, sort of Thomas Jefferson approach. You know, people are always like, well, why is Thomas Jefferson not ever talking? He just sits in the back. He's quiet. Does that guy have a brain? Oh, yeah, he does when he finally speaks. So
Yeah.
He's been dead for a couple hundred years. It makes people very quiet because your throat gets dry.
you know, it's sometimes it's worth being quiet and watching all of these clowns show themselves. Thank you so much.
I wish you were more often myself. Fucking hell. Like, try harder. Oh, my God. I'm at this point, dead serious. Like, there is no Hunter Biden laptop. There's no fucking deep state. Anybody who says establishment should back up and run into their own fist. Jesus. Yeah, and if you say cabal, about anything, like just so fucking embarrassing.